It's after 7 o'clock, so I think we'll get started. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Roy Cole. I'm part of the Mackinac City Historical Society, and I'll be doing a presentation tonight. We have several board members here. I can remember Bill Marvin's on the board.
You want me to tell them?
Yes,
Donna failed.
I couldn't think of it. That's why I wanted to tell you.
He was gonna say trouble.
And we got Carla and Marianne Moore on the board. Anybody else?
Over there on the table.
And
Right.
Leanne,
Yeah.
she is with,
Sorry.
she's
yeah.
been, yes,
I'm here in spirit.
you know. She's been on the board. So tonight I'm gonna do the groundbreaking ceremony and also the dedication. And it's mainly pictures of the parades. And I'm gonna explain, as we go, I'm gonna explain some of the things in the background of what you see and the buildings that were here back in 1954, 55, 56, 57, well, 58. So here's the program. The groundbreaking ceremony begin with May 8, 1954. And the parade assembly was at 11. And it started at 12:30. Well, the parade assembled down by what was Manitou Hotel, which became the Embers. It was also known as a Hawthorne. It was the Manitou. Anyways, it's the rest of the spoke now. And it came from the Manitou Hotel down here on, up Main Street, then down to the park. And that's where they had the groundbreaking ceremony, is at the entrance of the state park. Now this is 1954, this is before the bridge, so they're just getting started. So the first picture I'm going to show you came from Nelson, Roosevelt Point. They give me a bunch of pictures. So, and this is one of them, groundbreaking, on it's the groundbreaking ceremony and parade forming at Hotel Manitou, May of 1954. So, as you see in the background, I'm going to explain these buildings back here. So back here you can see the Holiday Motel, which was owned by the Torskys back
Would
then.
you like the lights
No.
on?
No, leave them on.
Leave them on.
Everything goes white on me when you turn them off.
All right.
On my camera. Thank you. It was Torski's, then Fred's Cafe. I have not a clue. I haven't got a picture. Of all the pictures I have, I've never heard of Fred's Cafe before. There used to be a Marines Cafe there, and I don't know what became Fred's Cafe. Now, if anybody knows, I'd be glad to find out. Gull Harbor was owned by my aunt and uncle Tom and Virginia Alexander. Virginia Cole, my dad's sister, married Tom. So it was my aunt and uncle who owned that. So the next pictures I'm going to show you came from my uncle Dick Cole. He was there. He's from Lansing, Michigan, and he's he does commercial photography. He does commercials, and he also filmed Michigan State University football team. He used to travel with them, film the games and film practices and stuff like that. So he took the next few pictures I'm going to show you. And here's the Mackinaw City float that was in the parade. Now everybody tells me Merle Gwilt, I think, built this float. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I was told. Merle built it, and of course you can see the Edgewater Court and cabins in the background.
Like that car right there.
And here's another picture of it with Torski's Holiday Motel in the background. And here's the first band. Now there's a Manitou Hotel, which became the Embers, and that's Valet's Golf Station next to it. When Valet owned that gas station back in 54. And here's a Traverse City cherry float in the parade. in Pelston, in the heart of filet land.
Remember
Yeah, I don't know for sure that's Mackinac City Lions Club or not. Anybody know?
They would have been around then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I'm trying to figure out what the float was trying to symbolize. I haven't got a,
Looks like a cake.
yeah, not for sure what this one says on there.
Is it?
It's got somebody with an Indian headdress on it in it. Car plate. This Car Plate, Michigan float.
There you
Right.
go. You did.
And,
That's where that milfoil came from.
Yeah.
it looks like you got, I think hunters up there.
Boy,
You got a deer head in the front.
Oh, jeez.
And here's another picture of the Car Plate float.
Wow.
So, it's an Indian theme. Looks like they got a teepee in the back. So this is Petoskey area boosters. Now this parade, as I said, it goes from here all the way down to the fort. There's Governor Williams. Horse and carriage. And we got Merritt, Chapin, and Scott, American Bridge. Okay, they're the ones that had the steel, I think. For them being part of the bridge builders, I thought that was a kind of rickety looking bridge.
No, boat owners, yeah.
Apparently didn't know what they're building yet. Home Dairy Petoskey. The Emmet County Snowmobile Club. It's got looks like a bear and a deer driving.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And another picture of Governor Wood. And the band. Not sure which one. It's Roger City. It's Michigan,
Those soup
year-round
land.
recreation.
That's what you could.
Yeah, a lot of,
That's it.
in Rose City, Chamber of Commerce. It's all about hunting and fishing, pretty much. It's a clean on the front of the car, no who. Okay, so, as I was saying, the parade went from Manitou Hotel down to the fort. Now, the few pictures I'm gonna show you are down at the Fort Michigan, the fort entrance, I should say, before the bridge, at the park entrance. And this is one of them. And another one. Ceremony. And it's, for some reason, it's an Indian theme. I mean, last time I did a presentation, I had a video of them out on the boat, and they had the Michigama Indian girls from Sheboygan Daily Tribune. They did the native dance on the boat and wore painted up, the officials.
Can't do it anymore.
But you'll see them a lot. You'll see them a lot in these pictures.
That's Governor Williams, right?
Yes, yes.
Can tell from the bow tie.
That's it. Mm. That's another
Larry
one with the
Rubin.
address sign.
Larry Rubin,
Larry Rubin, yep.
Francis Brown.
I'm not sure we is. Okay, so this is the last picture of what my uncle took of the parade and dedication. The next set of pictures, let me get them up here. Yeah, the next set of pictures, I work in Petoskey at Olson's Food, a meat cutter, and I go back and forth to Mackinaw, Petoskey every day. And there's just antique shops in Pilsen, Michigan. And I always like to every once in a while stop there and take a look and see what they got. Well, one day I went by there and I don't know what, someone told me, so, you know, it's getting towards the end of the year, you should stop and see what they have. So I stopped in the one behind the dollar store there, the barn, not the one on Main Street. And I walk in, and then the guy looked at me and said, "You got anything from Mackinaw?" And I look down, and he's got a glass case, and here's this box sitting there. And it says, "Spring of '54 Bridge Ceremony, Mackinaw City." I said, "Oh, there's 2 boxes. Each box have 20 slides in them." So I says, "Well, how much you want for those?" And he pulls them out. And so I opened the box up and look at it, and I said, "I can't tell what they are." I said, "Will you give me $10 for both boxes?" I said, "Sure." I said, not even looking at him, I said, for 40 slides of the bridge ceremony, I said, I'll give you $10. So I bought this 2 boxes of slides from him, and he did tell me he bought them from an estate sale here in Mackinaw City during the summer. That's where he got these slides. So let's see. So it says Fisher on it. Anybody know why it would say Fisher on it? Come to find out, I didn't know either. It just happened the other day, I was going through my pictures and putting this program together, and I think, oh, look it, I know why. Right there. It's a groundbreaking ceremony down at the fort, and you can't read it too well, but let me bring this up. It is. Entrance to the beautiful Mackinac Park. Yeah, it's Mrs. Charles T. Fisher Jr., wife of the member of the Mackinac Bridge Authority. 2-day celebration. She was the first one to shovel the dirt for the groundbreaking.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that's why it says Fisher on it, because she was the first person to break the ground. And here we go. So that's a postcard that Lucy Gridley took during the groundbreaking ceremony in Mackinaw City. And here we go. Okay, these pictures are awesome. These slides. I mean, it was well worth my $10. So this is, yeah, this is the parade ending coming down. Now here on Ave, before the bridge was through. So what you're looking at, you see a Summers Motel sign there that points down the street. I think is that Sinclair Street, I think, the one back from here on. Anyways, you can see the stop sign. Anyway, was pointing down the street there, which became the quarterdeck, Bill Gray's, and also after Bill Gray was
If I'm mistaken, Roy, those cabins on the left there is where the park site is now.
right.
Badges.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Badges.
Badges.
Yep. Yeah. Then the other cabins just past that on the other side was
That was Carl's.
Carl's, yeah. Carl Worm?
No, Worms bought it, what was Carl's last name? He was a barber.
Did you see the smokestack of the roundhouse down there?
John Carl. Yeah, you're right.
So the next one, okay, here again, so now you see the cabins a little better. And now, Summers Hotel, that's the street that goes through there. This building right here, they tell me is a grocery store. That used to be there, before they moved it, before the bridge went through. There used to be a grocery store there. And they moved it, and it's down there where the ice cream shop, plus had this barber shop on the corner down there, across from the lighthouse. Yep. And that's what they told me, they've moved it from there down to that corner.
Katie McIsaac used to run it.
Let me, you're older than I am.
I spent a lot of time there.
This is 1954, and I was born December 3rd of 1954, so. I quite don't remember it. Yeah, if you zoom in on here, it says Ormsby Motors on the side of that car. And I think that's Sinclair Street that runs behind.
Isn't it
Here
the
on-
Heister?
Is that the Feister? Yeah,
The last
okay.
one is the Heister.
Okay, DePeister, okay. Yep. So there it is, yeah, that's gotta be DePeister, yeah, you're looking down DePeister. And another shot looking down DePeister.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Dirt roads,
Yeah.
yeah. And here's the shot. Now you can see on the left side, they got bleachers, people sitting in the bleachers there. And this is right where the bridge is gonna go, right down the center of that. And this is where the ceremony is actually in front of that monument. We'll show you here in a second. So here's the floats coming through. There's some more floats that must be free.
Yeah, looks like it.
This is Roger City. And people are standing up on the roof.
Bunch of sailors.
A Lanson, 2 lions. Whatever that means. Yeah, quite a crowd down here.
The
I think it was up on
bridge
top of there
ceremony
announcing it.
advertisement for what's gonna come.
And here it is again. Anybody recognize? And another float, and it says, this canoe is 125 years old. I say, it's all Indian themed, most of it. And you'll see a lot more of it. Yep. I think that was on the back of the CarPlink one. And I believe this is the American Legion band, I believe. I've tried to zoom in on shoulder patches, but that's what it looks like to me. Is American Legion band. got American Legion flag there, so,
Yep.
and the band's playing, so I take it it's American Legion. Starting of the ceremony. In Mackinaw City, southern terminus. They're all gathering at the podium.
Roy, what does that sign say?
This one here?
Yep.
Mackinaw City, southern terminus, world's famous Mackinac Bridge, or Straits Bridge.
Okay.
Terminus.
And another,
Look at the fedoras.
and here we go. So somewhere I read, if we back up to the beginning of the bridge, groundbreaking ceremony on the main program, it says, Indian dance will be performed at 2:30. I'm thinking these girls are from the Sheboygan Daily Tribune, the Michigami girls. And here they are again. And those cabins in the background are the Parkside. It was on the corner down there. Yeah. You'll see a lot of these girls in
I
these
think the
pictures.
young women can go do that now. They
And they're on
belong
the
to
float.
things.
Still on float. And I don't know what's going on here. Parkside, they're right in the front of the Parkside cabins. And I don't know who these two guys are. Yes, it's an all Indian team.
You painted.
He's painted, yeah. I don't know which one he is. Yeah, I should say that this badge right here, all the dignitaries have had that kind of a badge on Facebook here a few weeks ago. Larry Rubens was up for sale on Facebook. $400 was what they wanted. They had other things of Larry Rubens also. And another float, Sheboygan Daily Tribune, that's what it looks like. And bleachers. All right, now we're getting ready for the groundbreaking ceremony. All the dignitaries are up speaking. I can't control this mouse very good. And there's the governor, I believe, speaking. I think I got my $10 worth. And who he is speaking. I scanned these crowds. I took time and I scanned all these pictures trying to find somebody from Mackinac I knew. And I haven't found anybody yet
Wow.
from Mackinac. I scanned the crowd. Looks like the governor again. All right. So here we go. I've seen all these people gathered around and thinking, what's going on? And I can see somebody down here on the bottom. And this is front of the cabin. So So I zoomed in on it, and I'm thinking, okay, he's kneeling down, and he's got all these people around him with cameras taking pictures. I said, what is he doing?
Hmm.
And then I finally figured it out. Here he is again. These people that got all I could say, I wish I was a hat salesman back then.
Right,
There's everybody, it looks like everybody's got a hat on.
kneeling down there, I think they had a time capsule that they buried.
It's not the time capsule. It's Mrs. Fisher with the groundbreaking ceremony. If you notice in one of the first pictures I had, with the groundbreaking ceremony, they had a little box with like a tree sticking out of it with dirt around it, and she was shoveling out of that. It wasn't actually in the ground itself, it was out of a, and I believe that's what they're doing right there. They're doing the groundbreaking ceremony. There he is. That looks, the Park Lake cabins look a lot different today. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Don't know who he is.
Politician, he's got his hand up.
Yeah. Politician, you're right. And I threw that in. That's where the Parkside Motor Court. That's where it's all happening, right in front of Parkside. So that's all I have on the groundbreaking ceremony. My next section is going to be bridge dedication. Okay, now it's like this is going to be 1958 dedication of the bridge. So the bridge is open now, and this is, you got a sign up here, it's a dedication, 3-day festival, June 26th, 27th, and 28th. As you're crossing the bridge, so they're advertising the bridge dedication. And here we go, this is the map of the dedication.
Ready to go across the bridge.
And, so I'm gonna zoom in on a couple of them. So here's the first one. Top part of the map. So see the Fort State Park. It says, "Please take all lost children to Lost and Found." That makes sense.
Conserve water. Yep.
Yeah.
On the street.
Then over by the water tower, they got a medical doctor. They got parking all through Mackinaw. Okay. Get ahead of myself. So the bottom part of that map, now you can see where it starts. The parade starts down by the high school or out on the east central, or west central, excuse me. And it comes through Mackinaw, then it turns onto Corner and comes down and ends here where the Embers was. So besides the parade, they had a carnival. The Wade Show was here, where the marina is. They had a big carnival set up. And on the state dock, they had displays. Military display, car companies displays. They had all kinds of displays up on the state dock. which I do have a few pictures, but not many of that. And of course, Welch's dock back then, it wasn't our line yet. Just then get you where things are. All right, here we go. Flyover. They're coming down the street from Central, West Central, and coming towards Mackinac. And first load. And I just want to mention also these pictures here. I got them. I'm not for sure where they came from, the first set. I thought they were Keith Stokes' dad's. I asked Keith if I could use his pictures, he said yes, and I got it on his website. And they're not these pictures. But I do have his on here also. So, I'm sorry if whoever's pictures there are, not giving credit to for. No cars.
The Big Mac.
And the Big Mac. And welcome to the Big Mac.
Key.
And the Ford. And this oxen, in later pictures I got, you'll see the side of it. Show you whose team of oxen this is.
No, sure don't. Things are huge.
And rotary. Now,
Rotary Club.
if you take a look to the left, you'll see McCray Lumber Company
Mm-hmm.
over here.
Yeah.
It used to be there. And whoever took these pictures must have been standing on top of the overpass. And the band, it could be the Legion band. And there's that same floor, doesn't look like the car
Mr.
one.
Peanut.
You see Mr. Peanut in the background.
Right.
A little steam engine. And here we go. Okay. So McCray's on this side, and this building over here, it was Dutch elders. That's where Dutch lived. I want to zoom in on here. I was told that the old bunkhouse was on the left side, on the other side of McCray Lumber Company, was moved over here. Not true. Because both buildings are in this, in the picture, so. Again,
Move it real fast.
yeah, so it couldn't have been moved. So I blew this one up a little bit. They're Dutch elders. In the corner, that's before Kruger's gas station was there, the Phillips 66. Don't know whose house that was, but they had signs here, it says cabins and hotels pointing down the street. Somebody's waving, an old Oldsmobile. Small old cars. Vehicle of the future. And here's some of the Gitchigami girls. It says Gitchigami. A couple of bears. Okay, that's the end of those pictures. I've got. Alright, I'm gonna go to, now these ones are Keith Stokes's. Dad's taken these pictures. Alright, so he must be standing on the bridge, but now he's shooting down the other way instead of towards the west. He's shooting down down towards the east. And those are those dignitary cars going through Mackinac. Chrysler Highlanders. So I got a little better picture of this. This is actually Mackinac City High School band here, marching band. But I do have a little better picture later. And the Mackinac City float, which I got a little bit. I got better pictures than that coming up. And he must turn around and shoot the other way. So there's that other house I was talking about, back in Craig's Lumber. It looks like the one across with Dutch Elder.
It's gonna be a brand new motel, right? Bridgeview.
Yep. One police, it looks like. And here's a shot of the corner, IGA, and actually this vacant lot right there used to be Paulket's Mobile. Before the bridge went through, and then they moved to the other corner, across the street. Which I'll show you a picture of Paulket Mobile later on. Military. Military.
Oh my God.
Military. Okay. This is a pretty neat picture, I thought. Now, you must have went down to the corner of the Shields Meat Market. If you look way in the back over here, you can see the Circle Bar. Everybody remember the Circle Bar? Leanne Grondin used to own it, or Nancy Muir. That was Nancy Muir's parents built it. Yeah, the Circle Bar. And another one, Birchwood Cafe. That was owned by the Daisies. Enjoying. And here's Miss Mackinac City. That's in front of the Santa Claus shop. Barnett's owned, the Barnett's Insurance had the Santa shop, Santa Claus shop. Moreways Gift Shop. And Sheboygan State Savings Bank.
Who was Miss Mackinac?
So Kruger. Trying to think of her name.
Darlene.
Was it Darlene Kruger? It was a Kruger, I know that, yeah.
Oh, Diane?
Diane Kruger.
There you go.
Yep, she was, yep, Miss Mackinac City. Yeah,
It'd be, Mike Kruger's sister.
okay.
Really?
And there's Mr. The guy that built the bridge, the engineer. And anybody recognize the driver there? He used to own a dealership in Sheboygan on the corner.
Would?
Rod Jones. Young Rod Jones.
Now that you say that,
You see him? Yeah. I wonder where they got the cars from. another look at Barnett's Insurance and Santa Claus Shop. Alright, that's all the ones of Keystoke's dad, that let me borrow and. So now our next one. I got a little story behind my next set of pictures. So Mary Alexander Pettis is her married name now. Of course, my dad's worked for Alexander's Plumbing and Heating for years. We're pretty close, the Alexanders. Of course, my Aunt Jenny was an Alexander. So she called me up one day. She said, Ray, she says, I know you like pictures. She says, I got some slides if you're interested. I said, all right, what do you got? She's got eight boxes. 8 reels, big reels of. All right, well, I'll go through them. She says, all the family members went through them and took what they wanted, and so she says, if you want anything out of it, she says, there's some pictures of your dad in there. So I did. I went through all 8 boxes, and I pulled a bunch of pictures. There was some pictures of my dad hunting with the Alexanders, and Pete, and my dad was on the Coast Guard cutter Mackinaw, and they're taking a trip. There was quite a few pictures of my dad in there. And besides that, there's dedication pictures. Just a whole bunch of them. So holy cow. So I pulled everything I want. 90% of the pictures was Pete Alexander hunting and fishing up in Canada. Moose hunting. Everything. It was so, yeah. So I said,
Can we come to a Monday night and see those?
if I get them back.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I didn't know what to do with them. After I got what I wanted, I sorted through them. There's
Yeah.
train pictures in Canada I took. So I sorted all through them. And so I said, well, I don't want to, I hate throwing, throw stuff out like that. So I called up Garplay, Alexander, Karen Steinberg, or Karen Alexander Steinberg. I said, you know any rest of these slides? I said, I hate throwing them out. She says, if you're interested, I can drop them off. She says, yeah, I'll go through them. I said, all right, great. So Darson went to her. So whatever happened to them, I don't care. I don't have them, but there was some amazing pictures of the dedication parade that her dad took, Pete Alexander. Took these slides on top of Alexander's Plumbing and Heating roof downtown Mackinaw City. So they're aerial views of the parade coming through town. So, we got another flyover picture. And here's the first one. Okay, so Pete Alexander's standing on the roof of Alexander's Plumbing and Heating. And so you see the Hotel Sattler, and the parade is just starting to come down because these cars were not in the parade, I take it. So, the first shot of the parade starting. It's kind of neat to get all these different views from way back here all the way through. So here it comes to downtown Mackinaw City. Anybody recognize this green building over here? Town Mackinaw, yep.
Teen Town Hall.
There's a story behind it, I found out, and I'll tell you here in a minute. And here's those cars, so all the dignitaries in it, and I think that one says Williams, Governor Williams on it. Now, I'm not for sure what that one says. I can't really.
Paula Stewart,
Yeah,
maybe?
some student, I think. Maybe.
That's your Krellman.
So if you're looking at my screen compared to that screen, these pictures are a lot more crisp here than they are up there. They're really nice pictures. All right, here's the Mackinaw City High School marching band. Now I know, because it's got a common star on there, and it says it starts with an M and ends with City High School with a comment. And I do remember those uniforms before the British ones. And there she is. And police motorcycle group coming through. And picture of the tank. And picture of the tank. All right. Now you can really see Town Hall. And right next to it is Jay McClott's beauty shop. Now if you look between the Town Hall and the shop, there's nothing. Their little shop, nothing after, just two buildings on that side of the street to City Hall. I don't know if Alexander's had their, Cunningham's had their shop built by then or not. Chrysler Highlanders, Sioux, Michigan, and Sioux, Canada. Together we salute the Big Mac. And they're shaking hands on the bottom. If you look across the way there, this billboard right there with the map on it, I have a good picture of it. I didn't get it scanned in time, but it's really a nice map of Mackinaw City, Outlay. And they got a popcorn there. They also had a bandstand there. They had performances there. And Bridget was born here May 7th, 1954. The bridge dedication was May 8th, 1954. She was born one day before the bridge groundbreaking ceremony. And I said, I'm not that close, but I was born December 3rd, 54. So. And that's Bill Paquette driving the car and his wife, and that's Bridget on the back there. And some army ladies, guys. Lansing celebration. Some on the police. St. Louis salutes a Big Mac. St. Louis, Michigan, I did take it. And there's that oxen team. Now we know. Knowing the world over, Farmer's Oxen Farm, Newaygo, Michigan. Home of the trick oxen. More cars. Miss Michigan. So here's another shot. Okay, so this is official bridge pennants, brochures, and whatever. They have a stand there, and there's one of the pennants that they were selling. Mackinaw City Savings, joined it together. I have two of them. They're out my shed and I couldn't get to them. Here's an interesting picture, okay. So here's the carnival, the Wade's Carnival going on where the marina is right now. We got bleachers right here. So in that brochure, you'll see it says dancing in the streets and if you look, the vacation land's in. And I was told the vacation land housed the military when they were here in town. Because it was laid up, I mean, they had this last run already. It was laid up, waiting to go, and so they housed the military. They stayed there. And another shot. That was quite a car though. And guess who that is? Jeff Alexander.
I wonder.
That's Pete Alexander taking the pictures, and that's Jeff. And there's Jeff with Mr. Peanut. All right, that's into that one. What else I got? And I skipped over Don Giesecke. I was gonna do this one for Alexander. Oh well. I don't know if everybody knows Don Giesecke. He lives in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and he became a friend of mine. His dad, Don Giesecke Sr., loved Mackinaw City. They were anything was going on in Mackinaw, they were up here camping in the campground. All the time. He's got thousands of pictures of Mackinaw. Of all over the island. He's got the boats, the ferries. As a matter of fact, he just got a hold of me yesterday. I got a video that he sent me yesterday. I'm going to play it of the bridge dedication parade video of it. He was going to come, but the weather-wise he didn't. So he sent me the video. He's got another video of the last ferries coming to Mackinaw City, the vacation land. I mean, at the end of the, when dedication took over, when it was into the ferries, he gave me a bunch of them. I got hundreds of pictures of the ferries. And some of the pictures of the vacation land the last time it came in. So I told him, well, maybe you ought to put a program together and you can come up and do the program on the ferries of Mackinaw City. So he said, yeah, I might do that. So hopefully one way or another we'll do it. If I do it, he does it, it don't matter. But these are Don's pictures that his dad took. And he took a lot of them in Mackinaw. So this is his version. Okay. Of course, he's standing on the corner there by Paquette's Mobile. We're close to it. And of course, that's the overpass. And guess what? Stoka's IGA ain't there yet. There's a reason why, because Stoka's IGA is still downtown Mackinaw City during this. Sub has not bought that property yet and built a store. So there's quite a crowd on top of the overpass. And here we go again, these Indian girls, Chickagami girls. Yep, that's what this is. Sheboygan Daily Tribune, Chickagami. Yep. Still gonna find out more about him. And float. School band. So I told you Don liked the camping. He took a lot of pictures of the different campers and stuff. State-of-the-art camping. Seems to be a lot of it. Stowski Lions Club. The old steam engine. And all these motorcycle guys are wearing headdresses, Indian headdresses. And there's a Big Mac again. Michigan Consolidated Gas. Alright, this is the shot. Looking downtown, Mackinaw City. You see the standard station there, it was on the corner, it used to, Gordon Sadler used to own it. And if you also look on, across the street in the field, you'll see the old, oh, okay. I gotta fix this one. You'll see the old fire tower. That's our fire whistle back in the day. When you get a fire, you push the button and that siren went off, and that's 4 pagers. That tower was moved, when they started building on this side of the town, it was moved behind the city hall. It's still the same pedestal for a long time. Then Mackinac City decided to get rid of it. And if you go through Pelson, you look on top of the Pelson Fire Department, you'll see our fire whistle on top of there. They still use it today. Yep.
Wow.
Pelson was during a trick or treating. You had a start time and an end time. And when they start trick or treating, they blow the siren. And when they end trick or treating, they blow it. And that's when you're supposed to quit. Somehow. I want to get rid of all the bottom part. Oh well. And float. I think it's the radio station, 760 our dial. Mobile beat. Oh yeah, WJR.
They don't even say AM.
Here's Canadian, United States, Grand Marshal. Doesn't say who he is. I don't know. I don't know who the Grand Marshal is. And there's the governor. Williams, yeah, it says Williams. In 1958 to 1958. Anybody know these two on the right in the car? Neil and Jeanette Downing.
Oh.
Neil and Jeanette Downing.
I think Neil was a senator back then
Who, Neil?
for the state.
He wasn't the town president?
With that,
He was the town president?
he was at one time, but when this happened, I think he was either state senator or state rep for this area.
Okay. World's largest tractor trailer. Sure. This is down on the state dock. This is a. We're camping. Oop. That's what it would be. Brewers. King of beers. know if that's Fort Martin's crane or not.
I think that was Daryl's.
Is that Daryl's?
Roy, we had a question about where some of the military trucks and some of the tanks would have come from to Mackinac City.
Or the nearest military post? I'm not for sure, yeah, I know there's a lot come from Detroit,
Okay.
but that's down on the state dock. US Army, Chrysler Corp. Alright, that's the end of Don's, so. What I have left for this is, we'll see Don's, the video. It's about 5 minutes long. If I can find it. Alright, where's it at? Video, right there it is. Alright, this is, besides taking all these pictures, he did a video of the parade. So I don't know what to deal with the people in the canoe now. I have pictures of different Indians coming into shore. Now here's a flyover over the bridge. That's an army.
Probably rescuing that guy.
And here comes another flyover bridge. And he's not for sure why the governor is at the fort talking. But this was all on 16mm film his dad took, and he had it transferred over because he said it was too expensive. He's got a couple other ones to send in. So he told me, he said he knew I was doing this and he wanted to send this to me. So he set up his 16mm projector on the screen. He took his cell phone and he recorded it off his cell phone.
Really?
This is I said, well, just about as good as if you sit in and have a professional do it. This is really good, I thought. Here goes, get your gummy girls again for Sheboygan. And the flyover, so there's airplanes there. If you notice, there's Cub Scout, everyone's got a Cub Scout boy in with them, the girls.
Yeah.
You say there was 103 of those cars?
What?
Those white convertibles that they used, it was like 103. Each had a bridge dedication license plate numbered.
I think they had every white Oldsmobile convertible that they had in the state.
That's the thing. Okay, I know it's after 8 o'clock. I got about 15 more pictures. I do have the bridge dedication on the bridge, but I'm not gonna show that tonight. But I got some miscellaneous pictures here. So, I'll go through them real quick. Okay, this is down on the City Hall. After the parade, they parked it down at the City Hall for people to look at. Chief Wadham's in, a couple of the other ferries.
Okay.
And this also says, this float was visited Northern Michigan Carnival, National Forest Festival, Manistee, Michigan, National Cherry Festival, Traverse City, Paul Bunyan, Days, Cadillac. So they had took that float all around. So I just threw these few of these pictures in. So this is the bridge being built. Of course, this is behind the IGA store, train tracks. These are all some get easy pictures. So here's the one where the IGA would be here. That's the Dutch Elder's house there. You can see it through the. So we're skipping that one. Going to this one. This is Paul Ket's mobile. It was on the left-hand side before the bridge was built. Yeah. So this is the one that was tore down. They built a new one across the street over on the other side. So this is Leo Paukett's mobile. Now if you look over on the other side, this is a North Huron, or Nicolay. But back then, it was not called that. It was called M108. From all the way from the little stoplight all the way down to the fort, to the state park. It was M108. So if we back it up one, so that's Paukett's. If we back it up one, the gas station's gone. All that's left right now is the sign. So they took the sign out and they're putting the bridge through. And this is looking the opposite way. So, this still says M108, okay, this is going out to the traffic light now. This is a roundhouse where the Burger King is. And this is the old railroad bunkhouse. Used to be right across from the roundhouse. And this is a house which became Bonner's Restaurant. Later, Jerry Bonner bought it and made a restaurant out of it. And this is looking down a little further. Parkside Motels down here. Carl's Cabins. And that's where just starting to put the overpass down there. These are all Don Geski's pictures. Education Festival. So here again, this was happening on the shore. Now, I don't understand what kind of a ceremony was going on or what, but it was during groundbreaking ceremony. So, the next few pictures got from Aaron Thompson. It says AT collection. They're Aaron Thompson's. So to give you permission to use them. There's a van in front of Barnett's here again. Santa Claus shop and insurance. And there's several tokens IGA. I very seldom see a picture of the IGA down there. I always see the sign or something, but I never really see the building. Again, it's Aaron Thompson's picture. And there's another picture. You see Jeanette Downing right there, just her face. With the IGA. Barnett, dedication. Got a lot of papers over there. Marway's gift. Now this house here used to be a restaurant. Irv Barrett's parents owned it. It was Dorrance's restaurant. I got a picture. Later I got a picture that says Dorrance's right on the building, and I his mother sitting up on the steps with her uniform on, waitress uniform on. But when I was growing up, that house was still there. It was a police officer owned it. Babcock. Yep. Bob Babcock. Yep. And he lived there as a house. Back in the 60s when I was growing up. And there she is. There's Miss Mackinaw right there on the end. And Diane Kruger, yep. Diane Kruger, 17, Mackinaw City. Then the Chief Theater we used to have here in Mackinaw, they did a thing on the bridge, the Mackinaw Bridge Diary, and they showed it there at the Chief Theater here in Mackinaw. I am told you can get online on YouTube and you can find it and you can watch it. Yep. And there's a picture of Barnett's all decked out for the big dedication parade. Mackinaw City. There's those, get your gummy girls from Sheboygan. You didn't give them their names. And of course I got the stamps back there of the dedication. It says Mackinac Bridge stamp was issued June 25th, 1958 in Mackinac Bridge, Michigan. Now, where's Mackinac Bridge, Michigan? Is that the center of the bridge? And here are some sponsors. Merchants, Mackinac City, pay tribute today to the Birchwood Cafe, Daisy's Gift Shop, Birchwood Cafe, Alexander's, Welch's Ferry Line, Straits Inn, Downing's, Stevenson's, Lawton, Joanne's, Anchor Inn, Shepherd's Printing, Tyson's, IGA, McCray Lumber, Blue Sunoco. I don't remember the Blue Sunoco.
That was down on Huron Street
Was it?
on the water side, just a little place.
Oh, so that's one across Malice's Candy Corn?
Yes.
Now I know. Blue Sunoco, okay. Nell's Fishery and Sattler Hotel. Well, I'll vote. And Tingtown Hall. Sorry about that, I had a story about it, there it is. There's Tingtown Hall. When the bridge was built, Mayor Chapman and Scott come in, put the dock in to work off, put all these buildings on the corner, on the marina corner. And it was when they put them in there, was they agreed to take them out when they left. And which they did, and this one ended up as Town Hall. And Alexander's Plumbing and Heating ended up, I guess, bought it, or they owned it. And it was moved from downtown as Town Hall, and behind the post office, where Alexander's used it as storage for the plumbing and heating. So, that's the story of Town Hall. And the bridge dedication program was put out by Leonard, it was the official program. And if you filled up with gas, you got a free glass, which I forgot to bring. I've got glasses that they give a Mackinaw bridge glasses. And I also got the program that I couldn't find. Millions of boxes of stuff like that. And then if you attended the dedication, you could get, buy a button. And Western Union, I'm not gonna say, are you gonna use a council room? Let's see if I pick up. Vote done. Bridge Festival, okay, that's the last one. I got more, but it's 20 after 8, so I'm about a half hour over my scheduled time, so. I'm sorry about that.
That's amazing.
Any questions?
That first shot that looked like a motion picture. It don't have any-
Yeah.